Part 2.
When Kip returns home from the crisis of emergency brain surgery, Patty expects to be caring for him and nursing him back to health, but his behavior is largely unchanged. Patty is angered and concerned that post-surgery, Kip will not alter his marijuana and alcohol habits despite the stress and worry she and the whole family have experienced. His paranoia about Patty's phone use continues. When Kip and Patty throw the pig roast, it's a major source of conflict between the couple. Kip is furious about the expense, but to make matters worse, the corn they purchase is infested with bugs, and Kip and Patty argue. The party is a success, but behind the scenes, it's a far different story.
By the end of the night, their kitchen has become infested by bugs. And Patty uses bug spray to try to fumigate the room. And this enrages Kip.
Immediately after the fumigating incident, Kip learns about the large blood clot on the right side of his brain. At first, the couple are afraid. Then, fear turns to blame. Kip is convinced that his exposure to the bug spray triggers his blood clot, and it's all Patty's fault. The violent marriage stories are just a prelude to the strange and horrific end to Patty Arth's life. Kip claims that when he is left alone in Patty's care after his brain surgery, he has an unnerving belief that Patty has become a threat. She leaves him in bed and lies down on the couch. But Kip gets up and pursues her. He finds a hammer and raises it.
The jury will hear that on the night of the murder, Kip saw the devil staring back at him. He didn't kill his wife, Patty, he killed the devil.
I'm 62 years old. I was diagnosed with pleural mesothelioma in July of 2019. I remember thinking that perhaps we can get some help, that there's money out there. It was the best decision ever. I mean, especially for my family. And I ended up with some money, and I ended up with college money for my children. It ended up being more than just about the compensation. It was kind of like, hey, come on, are you kidding me? Let's make these entities accountable.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or another form of lung cancer due to exposure to asbestos, do not wait to get the financial help you need and deserve. Over $30 billion in court-ordered trust fund money has been set aside for mesothelioma and lung cancer patients and their families. The Mesothelioma Center at asbestos.com has helped over 19,000 people in the U.S. exposed to asbestos, and they can help you. Just call 800-213-9798 or go to asbestos.com right now to learn more about your financial options.
I've been able to help my family, which I couldn't before. I have been able to actually decide that we're going to leave a legacy for my kids and my grandkids.
I would definitely recommend asbestos.com because they're a wonderful resource.
Call now to learn about the over $30 billion in court-ordered trust fund money set aside to help those diagnosed with mesothelioma or other forms of cancer from asbestos exposure. Call 800-213-9798 right now to get the help and financial compensation you deserve. Settlements are often in the millions, and some of that money is usually paid within the first year. Don't wait. Call 800-213-9798 or go to asbestos.com. Just call 800-213-9798 or go to asbestos.com. That's 800-213-9798.
Finance Buzz can't control the weather, but we can help you weather the storm of choosing the right credit card. We know that finding the perfect card can be incredibly difficult, so we made it incredibly easy. Whether you want to earn cash back, rack up travel rewards, or take a break from high interest payments. We compared hundreds of credit cards, making it simple to find the best card for your situation and goals. Our motto is simple: your money, your life, your goals. Get started today at financebuzz.com.
Mommy loves me for who I am, and she tells me every day just how loved I am. I am brave and I am kind, and I believe in myself. Good night and sweet dreams.
To prove that there is such a thing as free money, we give people a little sample of Ibotta. Hi, would you like to try a sample? What is it? Ibotta.
So I can just take this. Is this real?
Yes, you're not allergic, right? Get cash back every time you shop with Ibotta.
I have PCOS. It can cause unexplainable weight gain. Having to go through Weight Watchers Clinic and now taking a GLP-1, you just feel that extra level of support. And I'm like 2 pounds away from my goal weight, which is like...
Police discover Patty Arts murdered and dismembered, and her body cooked by her husband Kip in their restaurant. Their marriage seems like a good one, but close family members reveal that the relationship can veer from dysfunction to violence. Evidence clearly establishes that Kip kills and dismembers his wife and goes to great lengths to cover his tracks. At trial, defense maintains that the defendant is mentally insane and not responsible for his actions.
In order for a finding of not guilty by reason of insanity or by mental disorder to be rendered, the defense has to show that mental illness profoundly affects the accused's reasoning process. So in this case, because there's evidence that Kip recently had brain surgery, that could be a fairly compelling argument.
Kip regularly takes antidepressants to treat his depression and stress, and is told by his doctor to stop taking his medication at the time of his surgery. Defense argues that because Kip isn't allowed to taper off his medication, this results in dangerous mood swings. The prosecution does its best to minimize this theory, but there's no way to know how the jury will swing.
Well, I'm obviously not a doctor, so I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on people, but I do think that whether he was temporarily insane, obviously he was insane to do what he did.
Numerous family members and friends see Kip after surgery. Descriptions range from dazed, dopey, and childlike to conscious of what's occurring.
The defense calls a team of medical experts who testify that Kip lacked the capacity to appreciate the nature, quality, and wrongfulness of his conduct, and has an impaired ability to think in a logical and rational manner. The defense stresses to the jury that Kip killed her because he believed she was the devil, or says he killed her because he believed she was the devil, which is relevant to their argument of not guilty by reason of insanity because it could potentially be evidence of psychosis.
The prosecution shows evidence that in 1992, Patty consults a divorce lawyer due to physical and emotional abuse in the marriage. Although they found a way to continue on together, the problems never stop. The marital tension due to Kip's alcohol and marijuana use is ongoing. Evidence shows that less than 1 year before, Kip speaks to a David Whiting because he wants Patty to come up missing. Kip asks if Whiting knows anyone who could do it. Kip tells Patty's son-in-law about how Patty can push his buttons and asks him if he ever feels like killing his own wife. Kip speculates on how much it would cost to hire a killer. In the 1980s, it is shown that Kip has a conversation with a friend about the capture of a serial killer. During the conversation, Kip says that he can commit a perfect murder by cutting the victim up, boiling the meat so that the corpse will not stink, and then throwing the meat into a dumpster, like all restaurants do. physician's assistant who treats Kip has yet more damning comments. He reports that post-surgery, Kip is still angry about the bug spray, and he still blames Patty for his brain surgery. Kip is also furious about the way Patty babies him post-surgery.
The prosecution is able to call a competing team of medical experts. So the defense is calling their experts to try to prove that Kip was insane at the time of the incident. And what the prosecution's experts are going to testify to is that, in fact, he was capable of reason and that his actions were deliberate.
The head of neuropsychology at the hospital assesses Kip and finds that Kip is able to converse in a logical, rational manner. Can it be proven without a shadow of a doubt that Kip is in possession of his faculties?
So the prosecution tries to show that there was both evidence of tension in the marriage, leading to a potential motive, as well as evidence of premeditation, and that Kip was not insane at the time of the murder. So the prosecution is going to argue that Kip's method of disposing of the body shows evidence of premeditation, shows evidence of forethought, and a level of reasoning that's not consistent with a finding of not guilty by reason of insanity.
No one questions that Kip committed the crime, but the defense has made a compelling argument for Kip's diminished mental state. The fact is, he's had emergency brain surgery mere days before the murder. Will the jury find him not responsible and not guilty due to insanity? There is no doubt that Patty Arts was bludgeoned to death, dismembered, and cooked by her husband in their commercial kitchen. But was her murderer mentally insane at the time and therefore not culpable?
I've been driving a truck all my life. That's what I like, because I was like being free. You can go what you want, do what you want. In 2013, a bear ran across the front of my truck, and I had to avoid him instead of hitting him. I got a good settlement for it and everything, and that helped me to go out and acquire gold and silver. When I got the settlement, I just stuck it in the bank, and that's when I got the brochure from U.S. Money Reserve, and that's when I decided I can make more money with this than I could if leaving it in the bank. Because if I put 20 grand of paper in there, and I got 20 grand of gold, the paper ain't gonna make me any money. I just bought it because it's my insurance policy. So my family will have it, Kay will have it, and we won't have to worry about money anymore. It was the best thing I ever did, I tell you. It's worth a lot more than paper is that you got in your wallet. It's nice holding it in your hand, but I'll tell you, it's real nice.
If you've bought gold in the past or would like to learn more about why physical gold should be an important part of your portfolio, pick up the phone and call to receive the complete guide to buying gold, which will provide you with important, never-seen-before facts you should know about making gold, silver, and platinum purchases.
Call now to also receive our new 2024 Global Gold Forecast Special Report. Inside, you'll find the real issues on why you need to start owning gold today. You can also receive a copy of our new report, Protection in the Risk Zone.
Pick up the phone and call America's Gold Authority, U.S. Money Reserve. With 2 decades of business, over $1 billion in transactions, and more than 500,000 clients worldwide, U.S. Money Reserve is one of the most dependable gold distributors in America.
Watch this. Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. The problem will disappear before your eyes with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Plexiderm trial. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping.
1 second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car. Okay, you need Carvana. Entering plate number. No accidents, right? No. Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow. That's an amazing offer.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana. With Chime, I can get paid when I want. I couldn't believe it. I can get up to $500 of my pay on my schedule. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. and that's why I chime. Join me at chime.com and get paid when you say.
One slip up. Expose their deadly secrets. Investigate the key downfalls.
The stupid things that this man did.
Of the most ruthless criminals. A killer's mistake. Next on True Crime Network.
Jurors disagreed with the defense arguments, and on March 15th, 2001,
This is
Kevin
2001.
Lloyd Kip Arts is sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole by Jackson County Circuit Judge Edward J. Grant.
Whether he knew what he was doing was right or wrong, I believe he knew what he was doing was wrong. If he didn't, he wouldn't have tried to cover it up over a 2-day period, cleaning the restaurant. To the naked eye, you would never have known there was anything amiss. To the average person, it would look like any other restaurant kitchen that had been closed.
Kip's family believes that ultimately justice wasn't served in this case. Kip's father will never forget the moment where Kip couldn't even describe the color of his own clothes. They will probably always believe that he was in a confused and psychotic state, and that the only reason he did what he did was because he was hallucinating.
Kip's Taco was one of those places everybody liked to go eat, and the Patty and Kip were very well liked. And then the other part was the rumor about whether he was feeding Patty to the patrons. But yeah, so it's a small town, so everybody knew about it. It was big news for Jackson for quite some time.
Kip serves his sentence at Gus Harrison Correctional Facility in Adrian, Michigan, but he makes an appeal.
So in this case, Art's attempting to appeal his conviction based on what we would call fresh evidence. So evidence that wasn't available at the time of the original trial and that could potentially have an impact on the verdict at that trial had it been available at the time. And in this situation, what Arts tries to argue is that he was a victim of marijuana psychosis at the time of the murder. So while there was evidence of his marijuana use presented at the original trial, there was no evidence presented about whether or not he was experiencing psychosis because of his use. And in the end, this appeal is unsuccessful.
The family taco business is no longer a restaurant, and it's got to be a relief for the residents of the community to know that those bad associations with that establishment no longer have to be relived every day.
If it would have been another day, he probably would have gotten away with it.
There is a definite level of satisfaction knowing that your investigation has ultimately put the person responsible in prison, and Kip is now serving time behind bars.
Patty's family and friends mourn the loss of a lovely person, and they are relieved that Kevin Arts is behind bars for the rest of his life. Not a day goes by that Wayne Bizard isn't grateful that he had listened to his instincts when he had made a routine follow-up about Patty Arts.
I just didn't ignore the gut feeling, because a lot of people will try to talk themselves out of those gut feelings, but they're there for a reason. So, and I tell people, I do a lot of training, and I tell people you got to pay attention to those red flags or those gut feelings, because sometimes that's your mind telling you there's something wrong, and you need to pay attention to it.
We're grateful for individuals within this profession that do work in this field and work on a hunch. And he had the ability to go back into that scene and say, something doesn't feel right and I need to take another look. There is no amount of training. There is no amount of counseling. There is no amount of resources that can prepare you to see another human being endure what this poor lady had, and the graphic nature, the morbid, and the extent to which she tried to eliminate her body. Nothing prepares you to see that, to visualize it, and to endure it. The persistence of her sister in being worried and wanting answers, I'm glad that the professionals that were involved were able to positively identify the deceased and were able to give loved ones closure and have justice served in this matter.
After a distinguished 26-year career, Wayne Bizard is now retired from the force and runs his own private investigation business. Like many other fellow officers, there are moments from his career that will haunt him all of his life. but he knows that he has made a difference to the victims of the crime in his community of Jackson, Michigan.
Imagine going from this to this in your kitchen, from this to this in your bathroom, or from this to this in your outdoor space. Now you can with the all-new waterproof horsepower. The new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning up to 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mold, and more. Forget harsh chemicals. With just water, horsepower can clean bathroom tiles and tubs back to their original shine. Take it in the kitchen, where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. How strong is horsepower? We took this distressed antique and restored it to like new. Amazing! Get your horsepower scrubber today with bonus scouring sponge for just $39.99. It's powered with the latest rechargeable technology. But wait, you'll also get this stainless steel brush to make range hoods look new again. Yours free. You'll also receive this cone brush that fits perfectly into corners, tiny crevices, or hard to reach areas. Yours free. And to top it off, we'll include this microfiber cloth to polish delicate surfaces sparkling clean. Free. And when you order, find out how you can get the Easy Reach brush to clean tall bottles. It conforms to fit small openings, then reaches deep down to clean tumblers, cups, and more. Great news. They're in stock and ready to ship. There is a strict limit of 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-489-8991 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. That's 1-800-489-8991 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. Order now.
Tessa won over $5,000 for losing 87 pounds. Christian won over $2,000 for losing 64 pounds. Introducing Healthy Wage, the incredible weight loss motivator that lets you bet on your weight loss and pays huge cash prizes. Featured on Good Morning America and The Today Show, Healthy Wage has paid tens of millions in prizes. The average winner loses 40.7 pounds and gets paid $1,245. Choose your personal goal and Healthy Wage calculates your real cash prize up to $10,000.
It was super simple. 1, 2, 3. You do this and you get your money. I put my numbers in there and found that I could win over $1,900 for losing 50 pounds. If someone's going to actually pay me to lose weight, why not go big? The icing on the cake was the $5,600. Your life is going to change for the better.
Now join the thousands of weight loss winners. Don't miss out. Find out your prize and win real cash for losing weight. Make a healthy wager today and win up to $10,000.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary plan. So call now.
Call 1-800-243-5651 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-243-5651. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-243-5651. 1-800-243-5651. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
One slip up.